Welcome to this edition of Get to Know Your Wayne State football program for the 2023 season. I'm Sports Information Director Jeff Weiss, and joined today by Russell DeMasi, our new Associate Head Coach, Offensive Coordinator, Quarterbacks Coach, and everything else. Give the fans a little bit of background. I know you played at Georgia Southern.
Yep.
You coached at a few schools like Shorter and Savannah State. Did some high school coaching last year.
Yep.
Anything else to add there?
No. I was I did my graduate assistant at Shorter in 2013 and 14. I was quarterbacks and coach special teams coordinator there. I was lucky enough to get a job in my hometown in Savannah in 2015. Kind of bounced around between quarterbacks and receivers the first couple of years. Had a new head coach in 2019. One of my good friends, Coach Quinn, and he actually named me the offensive coordinator and assistant head coach, and did 3 years there. 1 year of COVID, obviously didn't get to play.
Yeah.
Was the interim there for 5 months, signed a recruiting class, started spring practice, and then actually moved into high school for a year at Calvary Day School. Was a great experience, also in Savannah. So first time out of the hometown. I'm excited to get going up here in Detroit.
Sounds great. Obviously, quarterbacks is your main focus here at Wayne
Correct.
State, besides being offensive coordinator. So you've got 3 guys returning.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, only one has played in college. You've got Josh Kalka. What did he show you during spring ball?
Yeah, obviously he was the starter here, for 2 years. He's a leader. The guys around here, they really flock to him. They stand behind him. As he goes, the guys go. Really made a lot of improvements during the spring. One thing we talked about a lot was protecting the football and making sure that, we have it and the other team doesn't have it with a chance to score. And I think he's really taken that in stride. He listens to every detail. He can tell me something that I said to him the first day I got here. He could tell me that today. So he's a sharp guy to be around. He's got all the arm strength in the world, all the talent in the world. Good athlete. I'm going to continue to work on that, but he's a leader in the weight room. So really excited to work with Josh and see how he develops.
And then you've got another veteran guy, Eli McClain,
Yeah.
transferred in a year ago from Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got a young guy, Cole Cantor. So you've got quite a range of ages there in the quarterbacks room.
Definitely. Eli hasn't gotten a lot of reps. Obviously, you said a transfer from Michigan State, was a walk-on there. But we came in here and he really picked up the offense really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
He really is a very good athlete. He can make plays with his legs as well as with his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Very accurate passer. He's the guys like him. He's one of the guys in the locker room that people just gravitate towards. He's a funny guy. He likes to joke around maybe a little bit more than I like. But that's needed in football. Football needs to be fun, and he brings that aspect to our room. And he just did a great job over the spring, and really made some great plays in the spring game, and really showed that he could be a guy that we can put on the field. And then Cole actually led the opposite team of Josh and Eli in the spring game. Really did a fantastic job. He's more of a true pocket passer, but man, he is coachable. He has a really strong arm, and quite often he doesn't make the same mistake twice. You tell him something, and he's going to try and get it fixed. So really excited about Cole and to see his development. And he's obviously the youngest guy in the room, and he's going to have to fight. But I mean, if he had to try out there on the field, I feel very comfortable with him going out there. So 3 guys in the room that we feel very confident and comfortable with. It's about who takes that next step and who takes charge and who leads to see who's going to be the first guy out there.
And adding some depth to that locker room in the quarterbacks area, you got Justin Cox and Kane Mack, 2 true freshmen coming in August.
Yeah, both extremely talented. I would say Cox has come from more of an RPO-based offense, can really spin the football. He's already here this summer, doing some really good things, and he's a kid that just wants to learn. He was out there at spring practice, and he was standing back, and he was mimicking the footwork of the quarterbacks when he hasn't even been in any of the meetings. So that was really encouraging to see. He's just a guy that wants to be here and wants to get on the football field as early as possible. And if he continues to work, there's no reason why he can't. Kane's a guy that played in an all-star game here recently over at a college near us. And he's one we're super excited about. Another guy that can hurt you with his legs and his arm. Seeing him at the spring game, he's a big guy. He looks like a tight end. So, put the football in his hands and trust him to get yards that we need. But both of them have really got unique skill sets that, we hope to get here in the spring and, go through the process of learning the playbook and getting used to being around the guys. And if they can do that, both of them have enough talent to be playing on Saturdays for us.
Sounds great. You've got a transfer coming in that obviously adds some competition in the quarterback room, and Jalen Waddle from Davidson.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy. He actually played receiver for 3 years at Davidson. Got in here, and I don't think he was quite the starter, but made a lot of plays, was a guy that, caught 20, 30 balls a year. But then his senior year, they actually had a quarterback lead the team, and they transitioned him to quarterback. And from watching the film, it looked like he took over seamlessly. Led him to 8-3 record. It's just a really good, dynamic football player. He's got some work to do, as far as throwing the football. But man, when he has the football in his hands, he's one of the most special guys on the field and looks like the best athlete on the field. So we're excited to get him in here, and however it works out, get him the football whatever way we can, and watch him score some touchdowns.
Well, speaking of getting the football spread around, obviously, what can the Wayne State fans look forward to? Obviously, I don't want to give too much away to Slippery Rock, but what can they look forward to in a Russell DeMasi offense?
Yeah, I just hope that we can be, balanced, and I hope that we can protect the football. And, I've never been part of a good football team that doesn't win the rushing battle. So those are something that we always preach to our guys, is protecting the football, winning the rushing battle, and don't beat ourselves, right? And making no mistakes, being a disciplined football team. But you'll see a bunch of different stuff from us as far as formations and plays. But really, it's about just taking what the defense gives us and putting our guys in a good situation in space to make plays, and then letting the athletes go do what they do best and get in the end zone.
Sounds great. Well, thanks again for watching this edition of Get to Know Your Wayne State Football Program.